Hello for Lava family. This is the Uso Lost for Live on the hottest radio show here in the California. Hotwordz Lyrical Theater live on Accelerated Radio in Inglewood, California. And we have a special guest today, Ran Alexandra, from Melbourne, Australia. You know, she's a poet, writer, teacher, and she's one of the one of the most powerful people I was talking to. You know, messaging her like before the show and just like reading some of her poets on, her poetry on Instagram. And I just can't wait to hear like her pieces and what she got to share for us, because it's great that our platform is going like worldwide. You know, it's bigger than just Inglewood, California. But we also want to introduce the rest of the Hotwordz Lyrical Theater family.
Yes, this is Gigi, the storyteller, and you know I have so many stories to tell. I've been speaking with Ren like 4 o'clock, 0400. I'm sleepy, but I'm so excited because I know she's going to be on the show. It's just super exciting.
Yes, yes, family. This is Mahogany Soul, and we are here live in the city of Inglewood, California, Hotwordz Lyrical Theater, here at Accelerated Radio, and we hope y'all ready because you know we got a good show for you.
And this is Lisa Michelle Garrett, executive producer, also known as Artistic Diva 722, and I'm excited to be sitting in the studio in Inglewood, California, on Accelerated Radio.
Hey.
Yeah, it's just great to be on. You know, I've been on a little hiatus with my big brother Pete passing away, transitioning to the spiritual realm. Also, I just got married. You know, jumped the broom on, got married to my Queen Goddess Jennifer, and
Jennifer.
Yes, it's just we appreciate you guys listening in. We just looking forward to hearing a special guest, Ran Alexandra. You know, just her poetry is really deep, powerful, loving, soulful person, and just powerful. You know.
Welcome, Ren. Welcome to Hotwordz Lyrical Theater. This is so exciting, and it's good that you could. This is Gigi. We've been talking in the early a.m., and for you, it's like Sunday early, like what, 7 a.m.?
Yeah, it's just ticked over 7 a.m. I've got my big cup of tea ready to rock this morning. I'm so pumped. Hello, everyone. This is so beautiful.
Yes.
Sending you lots of love.
And the love is received. This is Mahogany Soul. We appreciate having you on the platform and so early in the morning.
Oh, absolutely. When I got the message, I was so heartwarmed and I'm so giddy with gratitude. So thank you so much for reaching out. This is a dream.
Most definitely. Okay, so I wanted to speak on something. We noticed that you're in a stage 4 lockdown. Can you give us just a brief, description on what that means? Because we are not facing that challenge here. So let us know what that is for you in Melbourne.
Absolutely. So stage 4 essentially means that we are only allowed to leave the house for essential reasons. So only one person from the house can leave at any given time for only an hour at a time. We also have curfew. So that means we have to be home by 8 p.m. and we can't leave before 5 a.m. And we have to wear masks whenever we leave the house. Everything's been closed down. So we don't know what's going to be happening over the next 6 weeks, but it's pretty dire here in Melbourne, particularly. The regional parts of Victoria have closed as well. It's pretty weird, but we're trying to keep positive.
Well, you're definitely doing a good job at it given the circumstances. Your face is full of light, you have good energy, and you're still just speaking in a positive manner despite everything that's going on in your environment.
Thank you so much. I feel like I'm very fortunate in that I've got a beautiful family and a beautiful home, and I've got a beautiful support network. So I count my blessings every day. My heart goes out to those people that are struggling at the moment. As they say, it's an unprecedented time, and it is quite strange. And trying to navigate this space is not something we learn at school. So my heart goes out to all of those people. Absolutely.
Most definitely. Well, switching gears quickly, why don't you let the listeners know a little bit about you and just give a little detail about yourself?
Sure. Hello, everyone. This is so crazy and so amazing. My name is Ran Alessandra. How do I describe myself? I feel like, honestly, full transparency at the moment, I'm at a transition between on the journey of where I'm going and figuring out where I really want to be. And I feel that I'm trying to blend my passions of teaching and writing into one sort of beautiful mess. And so I've almost finished my master's, and yeah, I'm at a point of manifesting what my dream role is. And I think that's something to do with nurturing other people's creativity and, harnessing other people's poetic power and helping people realize their truths through the creative words. So yeah, I feel like that's my little up to date where
Oh,
I'm
that's
at the moment.
beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. I
Yeah.
think we all are in a state of being and becoming at the same time. So that's a great thing.
Mhm.
You mentioned a master's. What are you going to school for?
I'm doing my Masters of Teaching, so of primary and secondary. As you could probably assume, I am studying to be an English teacher. That seems to
Okay.
be the way that writers go, and I love it so much. I've been tutoring for a really long time, and I lived overseas and taught for a while, so that's definitely my path. But I'm now thinking I want to blend work with people of all ages, not just school kids, and seeing how I can manifest my poetry and my writing to help teach others. So that's my goal.
That's great. This is the Usolosopher. We're about to come right back with Ran Alexandra. We're gonna play Ovuki, Call on the Healers.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. We need a little bit of that today.
Yes.
The masses can't find what they're looking for on supermarket shelves. On the 11th of March 2020, the World Health Organization declared global pandemic. Help, help, help. Government spreads stay-at-home message to the ends of the earth. Social distancing begins. Humans are hiding. Summer 2020 might be rescheduled to front rooms, balconies, and gardens. This is war, but we can't attack. Just keep your distance. It's time to practice neutrality, don't react. 2020 was supposed to be everybody's year. Multitudes now masked more than ever, unveiling indoors, swaying swords to face well-kept demons. Individuals broken down to essence, discovering more about self in solitude, severed from society's interjection. The soul's intervention is triggered during quarantine. The opium of the people is inaccessible. Reefers are running low. How do we find God when places of worship are closed? Some of us continue to work from home, whilst others have been furloughed because business is slow. We're all stuck at home. For how long? Nobody knows. Jesus isn't here to lay hands on those inflicted. This virus is wicked. Protect your pastures. The pathogen paves its way between people and pastors. Sober minds do not perform misconduct during quarantine. In South Africa, they put a bar on booze. Meanwhile in London, there's no food left. The wine shelves are empty. It's easy to predict that alcohol would be next, but blackouts won't make us forget. Like true love swooping the chosen off their feet, we'll always remember this moment. But for some, lockdown feels more like a house party. Have you downloaded the app? The divorce rate is increasing in China. People are discovering more about their partners. There's a baby boom. Is this nature, bioterrorists, or the nature of God? Zoonotic virus, 5G, and Satan combined. We call on the healers. Apollo, god of music, poetry, prophecy, medicine, and light. The health workers, WhatsApp warning messages to soothe the tides that have drawn near, causing tears to fill our oceans. Deep like waters taking away souls of mermaids. Feeling more tired day by day. Catnaps might swoop you away. It might not all be better once you're awake, but it will all be over someday. No situation is permanent. This one is a waiting game. While some have secured lockdown bays, some conversations will remain in quarantine after our lockdown days. One day, will our neighbours offer toilet paper as a peace offering and leave some pasta on the shelves? Will there be any flour left to bake with? Our days are turning into dayments. Half an hour seems like half a week. It has become more common to command your loved ones to stay safe whilst waiting for the end of this chapter in our quarantine days. Death Taxes and flu pandemics, all unavoidable. Self-isolated, but remember you're not in this alone. The masses can't find what they're looking for on supermarket shelves. On the 11th of March 2020, the World Health Organization declared global pandemic. Help, help, help. Call on the healers.
All right, family. We just listened to a Wookie Call on the Healers. This is the Uso Philosopher. We're here live in Inglewood, California on Hotwordz Lyrical Theater. Well, it's a great song and a great poem because, at this time we do need to heal with everything going on. Our mental health is important, and we're here live with Ren Alexandra coming from Melbourne, Australia. Melbourne in the building. We wanted to ask you, what's the importance of mental health to you? What does mental health mean to you?
What does mental health mean to me? I feel like for me, it's the difference, like I said to you in our beautiful little chat, I feel like it's the difference between moving and not moving for me, and whether that's physically, whether that's emotionally, whether that's just through spaces of conversation or other people's pain and other people's emotional state. I feel like having an awareness of the self and having strong mental health or resilient mental health is vital to our entire being. I don't feel like mental health and physical health are mutually exclusive. They are one and the same. So I feel like, especially at this time, and that poem, I feel like the tone of it really, really sent home that feeling of the unknown and the uncertainty. I really feel like in light of that, being mindful of where we are mentally is vital. Absolutely.
Most definitely. This is Mahogany Soul. How do you keep your balance? How do you maintain your peace with everything that's going on?
For me, it's my family. Absolutely. I'm so grateful to have a beautiful family. But in terms of my creative practice, I think it's channeling that energy into pushing myself, into seeing what I can create, trying to give myself permission to create things that are just for me, to make rubbish art, to write something that isn't necessarily a good poem, whatever that is. But trying to give myself permission. I feel like as creatives, we put so much pressure on ourselves, this internalized need which isn't really a need, but it's more a manifestation of external pressure to be producing something that's quality all the time. And so in this time and in general, I'm trying to teach myself how to just create for no reason other than because it's fun and because there's a child in me that needs to be nurtured, and there's a child in all of us that needs to be nurtured. So that's my idea of it. Yeah,
this is Uso Philosopher, and you're right about that. I think a lot of that goes into, especially being a poet like myself. There's this thing like slam poets, I think they get too competitive, it's like they lose the essence of what poetry is. It's like this healing, it's this, you want to get your voice out there, but also I've been in the game for a little while, and I see a lot of poets, they just do that for the snaps and claps,
Not for the snaps and claps.
You're supposed to do it for something more than that, and I wanted to ask you, what is your vision of love, What do you think, what's your definition?
My definition of love, I feel like for a language that can weave so many incredible images of so many beautiful natural and supernatural things, I feel like the fact that we have one word for love is bizarre. There are so many ideas of it, the way that we can love a word, we can love a song, we can love a person in so many multitudes. I feel like to define love is such a difficult thing to do, especially in conversation, which is why we have poetry, isn't it? So yeah, I feel like love is this all-encompassing, unknown, wonderful, magical thing. And so yeah, gosh, defining love as a poet on a Sunday morning at 7 a.m. Oof,
Yes.
I'm not sure how to define that.
Yeah, girl. Sure, them earrings though at fire. I love them red earrings you got on. See, feet.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Are
you.
they pinkish? Pinkish. This is Gigi. I see a lot of pink over there. Pink and yellow, just bright.
Yeah, I've got lots of colours in my room down
Oh,
here. So for those of you
gorgeous.
listening, yeah, I'm so lucky. I've got this beautiful little writing room in the basement of our house, and yeah, it's my little den.
That's a
Mm.
creative space. And for the people who
It
are
is.
listening to us on acceleratedradio.net, oh my goodness, all this pink. Make sure you tap into our YouTube channel so you can see what we are looking at right now.
Yes, this is Uso
I'm good.
Philosopher, and just looking at your room is vibrant. You bring like a welcoming space, It makes us want to
Yeah,
go there, probably visit you, Hopefully, we get the
you are
funds
so
up.
welcome.
Yeah,
So welcome.
Virtually.
once we get over that, what's going on there. But, you
Mm.
know, reading your bio, like you want a poetry slam out there, like, what went into that, like, going into like winning a poetry slam, competing with other poets, and like,
Yeah, Griffin speak.
yeah, so
Mm.
what went into that, like your process?
What went into that? Well, with Griffin Speak, funnily enough, that was the second time I'd ever performed. And I didn't tell anybody that I was going to a slam. I was still very nervous about my art then. And I was quite shy to tell my friends and people that I knew that I wanted to perform my poetry. And that comes from that feeling of, as artists, as people, we think we're not good enough all the time. And so I was still in that space of having not validated myself. And so I went to this slam on the other side of the city and I showed up and I was like, I'm just going to give it a go. Nobody knows who I am. I'm just going to try. And I delivered this poem and the reception was just ridiculous. I was so surprised and so grateful. And I ended up winning, which was incredible. And yeah, I've gone on to do some pretty cool things that I'm so grateful for over the past year. And yeah, now this, and who knows what's next. And but the process was very much just showing up, forcing myself to show up, if I'm honest. And that was hard. That was difficult because this little voice inside your mind, as inner critic, that is so powerful. It's so powerful, was really just telling me to stay home, just watch Netflix, just don't go, you're going to embarrass yourself. And I'm really glad I did because the community of spoken word is the most nurturing, inclusive, welcoming, safe place that I have ever been. So to anybody out there feeling resistance to do something new that they feel that their heart is pulling them towards, dive in because it's the most rewarding thing.
Most definitely.
Yes, it's a philosopher, and want to know what poets that influenced you, what poets that inspired you to become like a poet or a writer.
Oh, who's inspired me? Let's look at my library bookshelf. Well, I studied literature at uni when I first went, and I feel like my real inspiration now are more of the people that I know. We've got so many incredible poets here in Australia. The people that I think of, Andy Stewart, Felicity Millay. I think of Amy Boddisian. I think of course, Emily Dickinson, one of the classics. But I think of all
Yes,
of these
Emily.
contemporary
Yes.
names. Yeah, I love her work. I think of oh, I think of Yeats, actually. I think of D.H. Lawrence. I think of this beautiful book that I've got here called Friends, a Poem for Every Day of the Year. And there's a poem in there by John Mansfield that makes me cry every time I read it.
Oh.
It's quite swanky English, but there are these lines in it and this sentiment about friendship that are just so delicious and so beautiful. And they just traverse time and space. And so I feel like my inspiration is definitely a blend of contemporary and classic. And the contemporary writers are definitely the ones that I aspire to be like and aspire to join. And yeah, that's where I'm at with that.
Well, nice. This is Mahogany Soul. We're here at Accelerated Radio, Hotwordz Lyrical Theater. Speaking of your influences, why don't you speak a piece and let us see what your style is?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. So today I have a little bit of heartache, I have a little bit of nostalgia, and I have a little bit of self-love. And so I'm going to share with you my nostalgia poem. Um, this one is called The DeLorean, and I wrote it very recently while in lockdown, sort of just exploring an idea that I was trying to find words for, and I think I found them. So this is called The DeLorean. We grieve the passing of time, as if the chapters of our life have identities. Summers, seasons, reasons, as if they are vagabonds wandering barefoot through our puddles of history, imprinting footprints in our map, marking places like dog-eared memories. These moments are retraced by our mind's eye 10,000 times. We cannot stop it. We do not want to. There is something about memory we feel we must hold on to as if its existence makes us more whole. We hold on to them, these parcels of time we carry in our pockets, harbouring gemstones found in the wild, treasures are subjective, but they shine brighter when shared. We develop the scene much like a story. Songs, sounds, all senses wrap the essence and encase it in a bulletproof shell. Incapable of destruction, worthy of exhibition, we mourn our past selves, whether painted in nostalgia or a bittersweet headshake named "What Were We Thinking?" And still we grieve. The good, the bad, the beautiful. This melancholic mantra of heartbreak stanzas that trickle out of fingertips, roll like honey off our tongue tips. We find some kind of comfort in being the broken record, knowing the skip in the beat is about to come. We've all been there, a good friend will say. Get over it, the rest will think. But we all grieve the passing of time, because these chapters have identities. They have held our hands and guided, misguided, relied on the moment to do something important that we don't realize until later, projecting us into what was next, catapulting us into the then unknown. There are faces that fog the memories, or stay in the darkness when we close our eyes, and still we mourn for what could have been, what was, or what now no longer is. And when we hear those songs, they spike history in our chest, and sometimes we succumb. It might take 7 stages for us to move on. We cling to memories like whispers on the wind. Hold on to the tale of the genie. If only sleep could replay those memories like a customized movie. Each slide exactly as you saw it, with all the senses, or just one. So when you hear a song that sends you like the DeLorean back, go back. Listen to the lyrics as who you are now, to honor who you were then. And know, all stories have chapters, and like a good book, you can mourn them when they pass, but unlike a paperback novel, the moment was never made to last.
Yes.
Yes,
Man.
yes.
It
Woo!
was fire.
Man.
Yes, so melodic and so smooth.
Yeah, it was. It's like the
Thank
vision.
you.
It's just, like you hear her poem, it's like this painting. It's kind of like this masterpiece that you're painting on the wall or like on a easel, and you just hear her words and how like the rhythm. She had like her own visual like flow and beat, and you could just feel it in your heart. Like,
Yeah, and it's a beautiful way to
yeah.
categorize memories because memories. You wasn't looking at the good or bad of them, just memories in general, and just how they all are beautiful, even the ones that kind of bring us, these different feelings and experiences. They're all our memories.
Thank you so much for that. That's such a beautiful way to say it. Thank you.
We appreciate you coming on the show. It's just your poetry. I can't wait to get your book. Like that's what we're waiting for. Like one
Thank
of your
you for
projects
coming.
that you're gonna do. You have any like projects you're working on?
I do, absolutely. So at the moment, it's the Melbourne Spoken Word Festival. So today is the last day of it, and we have a whole streamathon of 12 hours of spoken word poetry. So if anybody wants to check out what the Aussie scene is like, definitely check out the page on Facebook, and it's going to be featuring on Twitch today. So that's the big thing at the moment. But in terms of other projects, I'm working on my first collection, which is so exciting, and it's called A Body of Work, and it essentially explores my relationship with my body and my relationship with my femininity, and how I've rediscovered myself over the past few years and what that entails. But I'm also working on a novel, and it's been my labor of love for 3 years, but I am working on it tirelessly, and so one day that will happen too. So I'm sending some good vibes into the ether for that.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
kind of.
Um, but it's on the internet now, so it has to happen.
Most
Yeah,
definitely. Most definitely. That
Yeah.
confidence.
yeah. You can see it in your
Mm,
smile. Like your smile, you have this aura. But we want to know if you could
thank
share us
you.
like another poem, another piece that you have for us.
Absolutely. I would love to share with you this new piece that I wrote. It's super fresh. I wrote it only yesterday morning. So it is really raw and unedited, and you get to hear it first. And I don't know what you say. I don't know what you say in the US when someone goes on stage to say that they're performing something new, but we say something's fresh and we sing it out to the crowd, and it's always really exciting. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. This piece is called Hold, and it is about women and our self-love and what we need to do for ourselves. This is for the girl staring in the mirror. I see you there, paralyzed, ostracized by the fear imprinted behind your eyes. You did not put it there, but life did. The folds of your skin haunt you. You are tired of holding them in when you're alone. The shame embedded in you is fully grown, more known than you are to yourself. You have forgotten that there are 3 versions of you. Your idea, their idea, and the real one, and you are struggling to find the balance between them. The hair on your body is not to be shamed. The color of your skin is not to be shamed. The shape of your body, the weight of your body, the softness of your body is not to be shamed. The shape of your eyebrows or lack thereof, the shape of your jaw or lack thereof, the color of your hair, the asymmetry of your breasts, it is not to be shamed. Do you know that thoughts are things? Do you know that they are products of the places you've been inside your mind? On a map written before your time, you cannot direct yourself without learning. You cannot direct yourself without first being told where you should go. You are not weak because you are small. You are not strong because you aren't. You are what you decide. It takes time, sometimes a real deep dive into the void of your mind to realize that life was not meant to be easy. To navigate this world is not easy. It is forested with history, his story, and their idea of what you are supposed to be. I can see you, staring at yourself, peeling back the layers of yourself to find nothing right now. The scars on your body are not to be shamed. They are the tracks on the map no one could have told you were coming. They are beaten by your footprints and yours alone. They are the lines in your palm, the proof of your history, the proof of you. Leave the light on. Move your body freely, tend to the fire of your soul and feel it burn. Hold your skin. Breathe in and honor your body, how it moves, nurtures, digests, rests, dances, and loves. How this is your space for love. It is the harbor of your femininity, your divinity. Whether you want children or not does not make you less woman. It makes you wise. Your decisions about your body should not define where you stand in ideology of womanhood. You are not alone in girlhood's neighborhood, but the world right now is forcing our windows closed. This isolation and skin hunger is how our bodies erode, so hold yourself. For yourself. Trace your thumb on the inside of your palm as if holding the hand of a lover. Run your hands down your body and hug yourself because you are your lover. You are whole. So hold yourself. Hold yourself. Hold.
Yes.
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 Beautiful.
Fire. This is Gigi the storyteller. And I want to tell you what we call it over here in America. You just made an exclusive on Hotwordz Lyrical Theater.
Yes.
Yes, world premiere live only on Hotwordz Lyrical Theater. That's what we do here. We bring the best guests on the show. We got the greatest vibe here. We just, we love having you on here. This is philosopher, and just like, I can't wait to hear more of your poetry and just get to, read your books and, get to witness your future projects and things like that. I can't wait.
Thank you so much. Such an honor.
Yes, this is
Oh, thank
Mahogany
you so
Soul. That was a beautiful expression of relationship with femininity, self-love, and all of that you said that you were about. I received it directly. It was definitely inspiring.
Mm. I'm glad you connected with it. Thank you so much. That's such an honor to hear. Thank
And
you.
this is Lisa Michelle Garrett. I just wanted to say, Ren, that piece resonated with me so much because I've always been a nice, chunky little girl, and then I grew up to be a chunky woman. And Miss Gigi, the storyteller, always tells me to embrace you. Don't be worried
Absolutely.
about what anybody thinks. I got nice juice and stuff going on here, and I just love me today.
Shout out
And I love
to
cupcakes, so life is good. So the piece just
That's it.
really really touched my soul. It was just absolutely beautiful. So now my head is up even higher because of it. Yes.
Good, as it should
Yes.
be.
Yeah.
I'm so glad.
Yeah, this is Gigi. We want to stay on high. This is like part of what Hotwordz Lyrical Theater is about, reaching out to other creative poets, because we're poets. We do freestyle. We got that soul sister vibe going, soul circles, and we don't want to keep going in circles. That's why we reach out to other artists, even outside of California, outside of the U.S., just everyone. And we find that we are all going through the same thing, especially as women.
Most definitely, and that's the key thing, to connect with others and see how we have more in common than than we don't.
Yeah, right,
So
right.
it's great to have that, and that image and that energy that you're pushing out. We need that, all aspects, all shades of people. We need that enlightening and uplifting energy and message.
Yes, we do. It's
Thank
so
you so much. I agree.
philosopher, and just like, just the way women are treated in this world, they're always like used, or used for like exploitation. I was watching like a documentary on Vice, and it talked about those like women in Lebanon and like Syria, where like, Syria refugees are being used. They won't let them do regular jobs. They have to do like these like sex trafficking, things like that. So like, what's your message for that? Like, 'cause it's just sad. We all come from a woman. I always do my best to respect women. I always grew up close to my moms and things like that. So it's like, I just wish things could
Absolutely.
change. Just
We
get
just
tired.
need to break down the lies, because they're lies about a woman. They talk about, I have a friend, Black Fire, and she brought something to my attention about the woman's vajayjay. It's strong. We birth children.
Most definitely.
Okay. And she made a very good point, because no offense to my brother Usolosifer or my other brother, young brother here, our engineer, but if I knock you in your BALLS, you going down.
Yeah.
We're strong.
Yes.
We're strong inside and out.
Well,
Yes,
yes. And just
yes.
like Ren Alexandra said, it's not just about his story, it's about her story, and
Yes,
infusing that,
yes.
together, and standing in, our truth, and standing in our accomplishments, and even standing in our scars and our pain, knowing that will build us.
We're going to take a little break. This is Gigi, and we're going to vibe on this track by Mahogany. So sit back, and when we come back, Ren, we want you to drop another poem, if you can.
Yeah.
Peace.
There ain't nothing that I'd rather be than ebony. Chocolate, skin tone so heavenly. Sun rays steady popping off this melanin. Breaking out all the boxes that they put me in. Do you not comprehend you dealing with a champion? So no matter what we face, we gonna win. In awe with the beauty that we are. Stand strong, stand bright like a star. Yeah, baby, this classic. Why I keep 'em coming back like a habit? Why the mother's so mad? Shit, I just sprinkle that black girl magic. Black girl magic, sprinkle that black girl magic. Black girl magic, everywhere sprinkle black girl magic. Wanna know as a habit, wanna know as a habit. Why the mother so mad? Shit, we just sprinkle that black girl magic. Baby, bitch, and listen, you can equate me to a magician. Forget about your little three wishes. I got that power, did I mention? Yeah, I got the power like I'm born in the 70s. A young Coretta, so you know I only need a king royalty. Baby boy, gotta have identity. You gotta know yourself if you wanna roll with me. Pump the Instagram and the stuntin'. Pump the fake, the fraud, and the frontin'. This authentic here like it, and I'm that homegrown, that them GMOs. Ain't tryna pull our car, yeah, they be trying that. Tryna act like everything then together black. Tryna act like there ain't beauty in the form. The whole damn world know exactly who we are. Yeah, baby, this classic. Why I keep 'em coming back like a habit? Why the mother so mad? Shit, I just sprinkle that black girl magic. Come on. Black girl magic, sprinkle that black girl magic. Black girl magic, everywhere sprinkle black girl magic. Wanna Just sprinkle that black girl magic. Black girl magic. Sprinkle that black girl magic. Black girl magic. Everywhere sprinkle black girl magic. Wanna know what's the habit? Wanna know what's the habit? Why the mother so magic? Just sprinkle that black girl magic.
All right. Welcome back, family. This is the Uso Lasso. We're here live on the hottest show in California, Hotwordz Lyrical Theater. We're here with Ran
Sprinkling Black
Alexandra.
Girl Magic.
You know, we just listened to Black Girl Magic by Mahogany Soul.
Yes.
I love that so much.
Yes.
And we'd like to know, Ran, if you could share us like another piece, because, man, you're just poetry. It's like you could listen to it all day with the voice you have and the power that comes through your words. And we just love you. We just love you.
Thank you so much. I'd absolutely love to. I've got a couple here. So I write on, well, I used to, actually broke it with love. I had a really beautiful typewriter that my mum had since she was a teenager. And so I was writing out these little poems that I was writing every day. And I've got a couple here. They're quite short, but they really, I feel, capture where a lot of creatives are right now. A lot of people are in general, but as a creative, I feel that it connects with that idea the most. And yeah, I'm just going to dive right into them.
Yes.
Slow down. This engine in you was not designed for this pressure. It was not divinely made to be measured on the worth of gold. It itself is gold. You are. Boldly step back. Your boundaries were not laid to be crossed. Do not let them be crossed. Teach yourself how you ought to be treated, and practice on your own first. And slow down. Sleep in. Roll your body around those sheets. Feel yourself swell in the morning. Hold your skin. Breathe in. Listen to the color swim behind your eyes as you bask in nothing. Ground yourself. Hold yourself. Breathe out and slow down. Bathe in the magic of the momentary. Allow yourself rest and show fear the door. It does not serve you anymore. You are creating space to create nothing. Create space to allow something new in, and soon you will find that when you look into the clouds of your mind, there aren't any.
Oh, beautiful.
Talking about drop it like it's hot.
Yes. It's that
I
fire,
wrote that one.
fire.
I love it. I love this one. I wrote this one when I was feeling a lot of pressure to just do lots of work all the time because I had all this time at home. And I'm sure so many people can understand that feeling. You know, when you have more time, we feel like we're supposed to be doing more, but we're only one human and we only have so much that we can give at any given time. And we need to teach ourselves how to slow down and how to nurture doing nothing and what that really means and how it benefits the creative process. And I'm still learning how to do that, but I felt putting it on paper really helped me realize that it was something that I needed to do. And so, yeah, I implore for anybody who is feeling that resistance to rest, please rest. You need it. And this one is another bit of girl power. Yeah, here we go. It's called Season. The one where things are changing. I used to feel like I was fading, breaking down and the elements withering to dust, but if I must, then so be it. These crumpled leaves, eroded needs are rewiring, replanted with nurtured seeds, ideas manifesting into self-love. Deeds until now I thought were selfish, time-wasting, not ground-breaking in their clarity. This place I am planting me is new ground. It has not been waiting for me. It was here all along. It simply needed time. The season changes with intention. This energy cycles, recycles, filters them to their finite endings or unhindered beginnings. I am rejoicing, leaves unfolding as this woman is springing to life.
Thank you.
Beautiful words of transformation and growth and self-love and self-acceptance. Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that poem, for all your poems, just for coming on the show. It's just heartwarming. You feel that like woman, feminine, divine energy that you have, and we can feel it in your poetry and in your voice.
Thank you so much. That's such a beautiful thing to say. I'm so honored by that. Oh,
Yes, we wish you best of luck on the event coming up August 15th. You're a finalist, correct? The spoken word
Yeah.
slam.
Yes, yeah. Shout out to the bunker up in Queensland. So, yeah, isolation has been a blessing in the sense that I've been able to connect with artists all up and down the country, all over the country, and the community are so incredible. And I've made some really beautiful friendships in the digital age. But yeah, this is the bunker spoken word prize, which is happening up there. Yes, next week. And yeah, I'm so grateful that I get to stream in from Melbourne. They are able to do it in person, so it's going to be a mix of Zoom call and a mix of in person. I wish I could be there in person, but obviously I can't this time. But there's always next time to do that live, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yes.
Most definitely. Will you be performing, or they already have your piece, being that you are a finalist?
Yeah, so I'll be performing live on the stream. So yeah, who knows how it will go? I'm just so excited to be a part of it. To get through the heat was pretty cool. So yeah, we'll see how we go. Fingers crossed.
This is Lisa Michelle Garrett here at Accelerated Radio in the city of Inglewood, California. I have a question for you, Ren. When you did your other poetry slam and you said that you won, which is just awesome, what was the gift? What was the prize? I'm nosy. I want to know.
Sure. So the prize, so it was quite a small slam. And so the prize was actually, it was a little bit of money, and then I won a spot in another slam as a big event of the festival. And so yeah, that was pretty cool because then I got to be on stage with some incredible writers from all over the world, poets like Steph Dogfoot from Singapore, Bill Moran from the US, who else? Ariel Cottingham, who's from Dallas, Texas, and she's an incredible writer. She's in Berlin now. They're in Berlin now, excuse me. And yeah, it was just amazing. I was a real novice then, and I'm blossoming now, and I'm so grateful for that. But to be on that stage with all of these incredible writers that just have this stage presence and this energy and this fire, I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. So I really, yeah, that was the best prize, I think, to do that with them.
And what was the award winning that you won all of it, hands down, with your piece? What was the piece called? What was it?
For that slam, the piece was called A Little Bit of Fire, and it was basically a bit of tongue in cheek, a bit of me sticking it to the man about it was basically my 2 cents in the Me Too movement. And it was just for any woman that had been sexually harassed at work, and it was me sort of spitting a bit of fire back at the person who did that to me. So yeah, and it's a favorite actually. I get people asking me if I'm going to be doing that poem when I'm doing something, which is amazing. That people in the community,
Can you do that poem?
Yeah, we'll love to hear that poem right now. Like.
Do you have it available?
Oh, it's got a little bit of language, and there's a little bit of inappropriate stuff in it. So if you're happy for me to do that, I'm happy to. But I have another one that's similar, that's not as rude.
well, let's say this because I am the producer. This is Gigi. Let's hear that fire. You know, that's what you needed to write at that time, and let's go for it.
Yeah, we gotta hear
You
that.
have permission.
Gotta hear that feminine
all right.
energy. You know
Yes.
what I mean?
All right. Well,
Only on Hotwordz Lyrical Theater.
okay, Gigi. Well, it's got a content warning. But yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm grateful. All right.
Don't
All right.
be
Let's
shy.
do this.
It's okay. It's okay.
Oh, I'm not shy. I'm not shy at all. You'll see that in a second.
Okay. Here we go. Hold on.
All right now.
So this is for any woman who has been sexually harassed, and it's called A Bit of Fire. Are you degrading by design, or did it happen over time? Do you not realize that I criticize everything you say because they're lies? I don't want to have to try to change you. I've got better things to do, like eat and sleep and breathe out loud. Is that all right with you? Stop trying to avoid me so I can tell you that you're wrong, and then maybe we'll get past this and we could all just get along. I'm not a princess in distress. I'm the bitch that built the tower with the bones of many burned by my dragon who breathes fire. My ass is off the menu, so keep your hands at bay. Would your mother smack your own behind to see you swing that way? My body is Wonderland. I am the Queen of Hearts, and I hold mine close so you can't play at tearing it apart. I'll chop the head off your ego and feed it to the dogs. And no, I don't want to kiss you. I'd rather patch the frog. I'm so tired of this cycle where I feel so ill at ease to tell these men who think that they can get me to my knees that there's no patience left in me. Your chances have run out. The conversation started. Hear me now. I'm speaking out. I know that you're a jack-off, because it's the only way you'll come. What could you possibly do for me that I can't do better with my thumb? You are not a gentle man or a beta dog at best. You're the one that makes the living hard for the good that's in the rest. I am not your brand new doormat. I am a woman with a name, so don't you roll your eyes at me and tell me that I've gone insane. You better watch your mouth, because I know you won't forget me. And no, I'll open doors myself, because I'm a fucking lady.
Yes.
Yes.
That was fire.
Yes, that's fire.
I did not think I would be performing that at 7 o'clock on a Sunday in California.
Hey.
But see, we're over here on Saturday. We're about to get turned up, so that worked for us.
Yes, man, that was a lovely, powerful piece. It's Uso Philosopher on Hotwordz live in Inglewood on Accelerator Radio. That poem just needed to be heard, and I feel like our listeners got to witness that, feminine divinity that you have, and it's just an honor to hear that. It's just, in this patriarchal society, it's just real toxic, and like, it's great to hear a piece like that, to know that women are really powerful. We all come from a woman. I know you're from Australia, and I don't know if you listen to that rapper, Mellow Down. See, he had a song like Son of a Queen or something. Like,
cool,
that's what
write it down.
Yeah, Mellow Down song. I listen to like all kind of like music from like overseas too. Like there's a rapper out there, he's Samoan. He's called Poetic 685, and he's in New Zealand. They're rappers. I like
We gotta get him on the show.
Yeah, I like those like rappers from the New Zealand scene. It's just like different. They talk about real stuff. It's not like out here in America. They just talk about this like vanity. These like rental cars in the videos, rental models in the videos, those houses, it's not even real, those mansions in the music video, they only use it for like 1 hour, and it's not even really theirs. And that's why I like those rappers, they talk about the real, they talk about that real life, like real struggle, and just listen to that piece. It's just like, I just wish like we could respect women more, and just, once it gets to that point where we're really like in a balance, then all of that will be gone, hopefully. Maybe
Most
not in our
definitely.
generation, but
I do feel like we are in a tide shift. Things are changing, and I feel like the globalization of the world and the fact that we can communicate and that we're connected right now, it's these little moments that spread that message and spread the reality of what's going on. And I do feel like women are speaking up now. I mean, we know this, and there is a huge shift happening, and it's just about education. I think knowledge is power. I think that once we teach people of the system and the way that it's structured to what's the word, objectify, sexualize, vilify women, it is changing. And I feel like the written word and performance and all of these opportunities to create and connect are the little moments that domino into, monumental change. And I do think it's happening. So, yeah, let's see how that goes.
Most definitely. This is Mahogany Soul, and one of the other key things is self-love, and that's a message that we get a lot of your pieces, to get into that space of self-love, self-acceptance, and just moving forward in a positive light. So we appreciate that energy that you brought to the platform today. And did
Thank you so much.
Yes. Did you want to let the people know where they can find you on the
Absolutely.
socials, the IGs, the Facebook, all that good stuff?
Yeah, for sure. So my main platform is on Instagram. So you can find me at Ren Alessandra Poetry. Alessandra is spelled Alessandra. So it's the same as Alexandra, but with 2 S's, because I am Italian. So Ren Alessandra
Italiano, okay.
hey.
Yes, I am.
So when you spell it with an accent.
A little accent, you do have a little bit of accent there. I don't think that's an Italian word, but you can just put a little Italian sound on it, and it makes it European. So you can find me on Instagram. Come join me. I'm at the point where I am figuring out what I am going to be doing with my life. So come join me on that journey and get some creative energy and share it with me. I would love to connect with everyone.
Beautiful.
I have one question. This is Lisa Michelle Garrett for you all that have just joined on Accelerated Radio here on Hotwordz Lyrical Theater. I want to ask you, you said you did some kind of rubbish art, but I'm a visual artist, and I just wanted to know, is any of the art that's on the wall your art? Because it's not rubbish. You know, I'm very
This is not. No, these images that you can see, they're actually prints with an organisation that I volunteer for called All Funds, and we raise money for kids that live in Uganda, Sierra Leone, and it's amazing because we're all volunteers, so all of the money goes to the children. So there are some prints that that I have from them, but some of my rubbish art, I've got some here. I'll show you. I'll just take it off my wall. So I just like to make things and paint things, and it's just good for my soul to just make stuff.
Beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
That's
Yeah,
that
it's just
continuous line art. I know about that style. You don't lift
it's
the
so
pencil
fun.
up. You just keep going, and it connects.
It's so
Beautiful.
fun. It's really hard though. It's hard to get a face that looks like a face rather than just a messy swirl. But yeah, I've got a whole lot of others on my wall that are behind the camera. But I like to just try to make things that don't necessarily have to be seen by anybody. You know, they're just for me to get some energy out. And I feel like art therapy, if anybody's heard of it and has wondered about it, please look into it. It's so nurturing and so important for our bodies to just let out our energy and tap into a different part of our brain. And it's just amazing the revelations that I've had about my creative process through art therapy, especially with perfectionists. I don't know about you, but the perfectionist in me is so toxic, and it's this manifestation of all of these pressures that society puts on us to be great and be amazing and be beautiful and everything. So especially with my novel, I'm finding I've really struggled to just get the first word out of a scene. It has to be the perfect first word, and I'm learning to look at myself and go, oh my goodness, just write something, let it be rubbish. No one's seeing this except you for now. And I follow this amazing woman on Instagram. Her name's Amy McNee. And her tag is Inspired to Write, and she shares all of these amazing insights about what the perfectionist actually is. And she shared this really unflattering truth the other day that really resonated with me, and it was just that nobody cares about your art as much as you do, so you just need to create it and let it breathe, because you never know how it's going to connect with someone if you don't let it out of you. We let things fester inside of our minds, inside of our chests, inside of our stomachs, but we don't let it out because we think it's not good enough or we think it's rubbish. But then we get it out there. And,
always,
exactly.
It's always good enough. We are running out of time. Could you give the people that are just now joining, because everybody's not always right here, we have people joining continuously. Could you give out your information one more time?
Absolutely. So my tag on my handle on Instagram, is Ren Alessandra Poetry. So Ren, REN, like Ren and Stimpy, if you know that show, and Alessandra, which is Alexandra, but with two S's. So ALESSANDRA Poetry. Come join me.
And we totally enjoyed you and your energy and your good working space over there, and just all the information on the stage 4. And we would love to have you come back. You're welcome anytime, and contact Miss Gigi, the storyteller. But you can reach her on Hotwordz Lyrical Theater's Instagram page. We're going to wrap this show
All
up.
right. And we're out of here. And next up, we got an exciting show, so stay tuned and listen. Black Gold coming up next.
Peace and love, family.
We got some awesome guests as usual next week. So tap into Hotwordz Lyrical Theater on Instagram. You can find out who's coming on. Thank you, Ren.
Thank you, Ren.
Thank you
We
so much,
love your
everyone.
works all the way from Melbourne.
Thank you. See you next time.
Peace, love, and life.
Give me a beat so I can scream. All of these things are fine with me. Heart at war, my soul want peace, and my mind is screaming, it just won't sleep. My mind is screaming, it just won't sleep. My mind is screaming, it just won't sleep. Heart at war with my soul at peace, and my mind is screaming, hit just one sleep. I can't say when my life will leave. I have aspirations of rolling up tree. My mind's at war while I'm searching for peace. Rather not think of death than go to sleep. A lot on my mind, but you never hear repeat. Every day in pain, but yet I won't eat. Ask if I'm fine, I keep it discreet. I come with a joke, then follow with a seed. If I don't laugh, then I would feel weak. I'm frustrated, I'm not at my peak. You have to know the fourth dimension to know me. If you haven't seen my soul, you not a homie. Open your eyes, there's more to go see. It's not what I said, it's what I don't speak. So give me a beat, so I can scream. All of these things I find wrong with me. Heart at war with my soul at peace, and my mind is screaming, hit just one sleep. My mind is screaming, hit just one sleep. My mind is screaming, hit just one sleep. Heart at war, my soul want peace. My mind is screaming, hit just one sleep. I give away love just to know me. I give away sanity just to feel free. I don't see a God, God's within me, and I fed the white wolf and let the black free. I know in my soul that I will find peace. If not now, that I'll just let it be. Anything that come easy, is it what they think? Go for money, women, and all the simple things. So give me a beat, so I can scream. All of these things I find wrong with me. Heart at war with my soul want peace. Mind is screaming, hit just one sleep. My mind is screaming, hit just one sleep. My mind is screaming, hit